I'm kind of curious to see how this one will go in terms of the videography. Maybe I'm making this a series now, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to the gym. It's 9:40 p.m. and lately I've been thinking a lot about traveling and the privilege that is required to go traveling. Do you hear that? What is that sound? Dude. I'm so confused. Okay, well, I just unplugged my, what's it called? Bluetooth adapter, and the sound stopped, so hopefully that's what it was. I've been having issues with my car lately, with the, well, not really issues, that's putting it in a way that doesn't actually take accountability. I just am not the greatest at checking my oil sometimes, and I know I need to be. I recognize the importance of it. I've been lectured plenty of times. I know it needs to be done. I get it. It lubricates the engine, right? But like, I just, on a day-to-day basis, don't be walking around thinking like, I wonder how my car's oil is doing. And so I just am bad at checking it. And I gotta get better at it. I gotta start putting, I do put like to-do list items down. I keep, okay, something that I feel very proud about of myself is that I keep a very detailed written calendar for myself, and I've been doing this for the last probably 8 years, and I think I've put down check oil on there. Do I check my oil? Not really. I mean, I do sometimes, but I'm not the greatest at it. But anyway, I've been thinking a lot about traveling and the amount of privilege it takes to travel, and wondering if there's a way to travel ethically and responsibly. And it's just, I haven't really come to a conclusion on that yet. And when I say travel, I, in this case, more so mean abroad, backpacking in other countries, that sort of thing. I've done a little bit of traveling in the United States, which is in itself a privilege. Both by car and by plane. Again, a huge privilege. I didn't take a plane until I was 20 years old, and it blew my mind, to be honest. The way that people talk about aviation, well, specifically commercial plane travel, as though it is a very normal thing, boggles my mind, because the jolt to reality that I received from being 3,000, I think it was like 3,000 miles. That'd be my best guess. Like 3,000 miles away from, it's probably closer to 2,000. Like 2,000 miles away from my home and then returning to that place within the span of hours. Just, I felt like a cave woman, to be honest with you. But that's besides the point. I've just been thinking about traveling and how to do it ethically, if it can be done at all, because I think that the tourism industry can be really fucked up. And, you know, I know that there are some co-ops that do or offer opportunities for travelers to do like different types of work in exchange for room and board, and that's something I'm really interested in. That sounds really cool to me. I just want to do that so bad. Okay, look, as a white girl from rinky-dink middle of nowhere. I can't sugarcoat, I'm not gonna lie and pretend that I haven't had dreams about leaving my home state since I was born. And I mean, sue me, okay? I think that most people have a good understanding that the rural Midwest has less accessible culture and arts and culture than other areas of the world. And I think that's something that I'm really grateful about for not being able to leave my home state until I was, recently, is that I have learned that there are people who are interested in literature and the arts and engaging with those things in a very critical way everywhere in the world, and and music and movies, all those things. I think there are people that are interested in engaging with and programming for those types of things every single place in the world. And to be honest, some part of me wonders that perhaps this okay, we're okay. All right. Some part of me wonders if the kind of general public's perception of rural areas in the United States being less cultured and less intelligent. Yes, unfortunately, I do think that stereotype comes from someplace. Some of it is from insidious places. I think that a lot of politicians benefit from the lower education in rural areas. But additionally, I think that perhaps oh my god. So, I'm sorry. The perception, I sound like a millennial when I do that shit. The perception of like rural areas being viewed as less intelligent and less cultured in the media, in some ways, I think can drive some of the brain drain that takes place from people who do grow up in rural areas, who do happen to have a desire to engage with arts and culture in a more thoughtful way. And I mean, we all engage with arts and culture all day, every day. So I don't mean it to say that, I'm just losing track. I'm getting into semantics now, but hopefully that made sense. But basically, I think that, I don't know, my greatest desire in life has always been to just leave my home state, to say that I quote unquote made it out. And I'm not gonna lie, I still think that that's my number one goal in life, but I think now I feel really guilty for having that goal, because I feel as though maybe I would be abandoning a land that has nurtured me my entire life and needs, New York does not need another white lady that likes theater and art, right? I mean, I think we know this. I am pretty sure there isn't a whole lot that I can offer to the art scene of New York that has not already been brought there. And that isn't to discount my perspective as someone who's interested in art, but I don't know. I'm just trying to be honest with myself, Whereas I think that Midwestern or rural art and theater and culture, I don't know if I would say is blooming, because I think that I've learned recently that the arts have a much stronger ties to rural areas than I had previously known. And it makes me really sad that I didn't know that until recently. I mean, I knew of Georgia O'Keeffe, and I knew of, I'm trying to think, maybe it was Jackson. I think Jackson Pollock was from Missouri or something like that. I don't know. But, you know, these artists that do come from more Midwestern states, like I knew of those people, but I think I've only recently been made aware of the artistic community that can exist in less metropolitan areas that I think just was not made aware to me when I was younger. And it's something that I'm really intrigued by. It's something that I want to, I guess, think more about. But anyway, I'm at the gym now, so I'm gonna go half-ass a workout until I feel like leaving. Bye.